Alright, solving systems using elimination, part 2. Our learning target is still going to be able to solve a system of linear equations using elimination. I'm just going to up the difficulty just a little bit. So here we go. Alright, example 5. 5x minus 4y is equal to negative 3. And 2x plus 8y is equal to 18. Alright, if you can remember in problems 1 through 4, they were very nice because either the x's were both the same or the y's were both the same. That is not the case on this one. Notice the one x is 5 and the other x is 2, one x is negative 4, the other x is 8. So if I were to add these two equations, nothing would eliminate. If I were to subtract the two equations, nothing would eliminate. So I am going to do something here and just watch. I do notice that 4 will go into 8. So what I'm going to try to do is make one of the variables equal the other one. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by 2. And notice when I do that, I'm just going to write my answer down here. When we do that, we're going to multiply all three parts by 2. So I'm going to get 10x minus 8y is equal to negative 6. Now notice my y's are the same number. So now I can do something. So now I just need to decide, should I add the two equations or should I subtract the two equations? If I add the two equations, 8 plus negative 8 will eliminate. So I'm going to add the two equations. All right, so 2x plus 10x is 12x. And then 8y plus negative 8y, they are gone. And then 18 plus negative 6 will be 12. So now I'm ready to divide. I'll divide both sides by 12. I get x is equal to 1. Then I'm halfway done again. I can go into either equation. I'm actually going to go into that very first equation again. My x was 1, so I'm going to have 5 times 1, which is 5, minus 4y equals negative 3. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So I will get negative 4y is equal to negative 8. And then I'll divide both sides by negative 4. And when I do that, I get y is equal to 2. And so when I do this, my point of intersection will be the point 1, 2. Because again, remember, we're going to put it in order of x and y. All right, number 6, let's try another one because these are so much fun. We're having a good time. 4x plus 11y equals negative 13. All right, if you're feeling brave, please pause the video and just see how you're doing. If you're not quite there yet, please just go ahead and watch through as I go through the problem. So you decide on this one. All right, I notice if I were to just add the two equations right now, nothing eliminates. If I were to subtract the two equations right now, nothing would eliminate. Okay, I'm going to do this 2 different ways so you can see, and you might want to watch both ways and then pick one to put on your paper, or you might just want to put both on your paper. I'll leave that up to you. But I'm going to first of all try to eliminate the x's. So I notice that 2 will go into 4. So excuse me, I would like both of these to say 4x. So if I notice that I multiply the top equation by 2, I can make that say 4x. So I'm going to multiply all three parts by the 2. So I'm going to get 4x plus 2y is equal to 14. Okay, now I just have to ask myself the question, should I add or subtract? If I do 4x plus 4x, they will not eliminate. But if I do 4x minus 4x, they will. So that's what I'm going to do. So 4x minus 4x, they're gone. 11y minus 2y will be 9y. And then negative 13 minus 14 will be negative 27. And then we'll divide both sides by 9. We'll get y is equal to negative 3. All right, so we're halfway done. I'm going to go back up into that first one just because that's my preference again. And y is equal to negative 3. So I'm going to have 2x plus negative 3 is equal to 7. Then from here, to get rid of the negative 3, I'll add 3 to both sides. I'll get 2x is equal to 10. And then I'll divide both sides by 2, and I get x is equal to 5. So my point of intersection is 5, negative 3, because I do have to put the x first. All right, I want to show you one other thing just in case you did it or thought about doing it, because it is okay. I'm just going to rewrite the problem here quickly. All right, so what I could have done, I don't have to just eliminate the x's. Let's say I wanted to do the y's. If this one says 11y, I would want the top one to say 11y. So I could have instead multiplied the top one by 11. And that would have given me, distribute that to all three parts of course, I could have gotten 22x plus 11y is equal to 77. And then I just need to again decide, should I add or subtract? Well, 11y plus 11y would not eliminate, but 11y minus 11y does. So 4x minus 22x is negative 18x. The y's are gone. Negative 13 minus 77 would be negative 90. And then if I divide both sides by negative 18, I would get x equals 5. So notice I got the same answer, x equals 5, for both of them. It doesn't matter. So you get to pick which one you want to eliminate. Okay, we're going to up the level just a little bit more again here. Okay, I've got 2x minus 4y is equal to 4. And then I've got 5x minus 3y is equal to negative 4. And I'm going to show you two different ways on this one. So please just pay attention to both ways and then pick your favorite way. All right, on this one, again, if I were to just to add the two equations right now, nothing eliminates. If I were to subtract the two equations, nothing eliminates. 2 does not go into 5, 5 does not go into 2, 4 doesn't go into 3, 3 doesn't go into 4. I am stuck. So what I can do is think, what could I make both of these? And I'm actually going to, on this one, think, okay, what could 2 and 5, what could I make them both? What do they both go into? And the answer would be 10. So I want to make both of those say 10x. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 5, because that would make that be 10x. And then I'm going to multiply the bottom one by 2, because that would also make that 10x. So distribute, I'm going to get 10x minus 20y is equal to 20. And then distribute again, I'm going to get 10x minus 6y is equal to negative 8. All right, now I'm ready. I have to ask myself the question, should I add or subtract? 10x plus 10x will not eliminate, but 10x minus 10x will. So 10x minus 10x is nothing. Negative 20 minus negative 6 is negative 14. And then 20 minus negative 8 is 28. Whoops, I forgot my y. We'll now divide both sides by negative 14. And we'll get y is equal to negative 2. And then we get to go back up. I, again, like to go up to the top one. And I could go into any four of those, just FYI on that. Okay, 4 is equal, y is negative 2. So I'm going to get 2x minus 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, which will actually change that to a plus 8. And then we'll get equals 4. I'll subtract 8 from both sides, so I'll get 2x is equal to negative 4. And then if I divide both sides by 2, I'll get x is equal to negative 2. Whoops, so I'm not going to circle that. I need to circle my point of intersection. It will be negative 2, negative 2. Okay, one thing that I was going to tell you is I did some thinking about what should I multiply them by to make them equal 10, right? If that totally confused you, basically all you need to do is just multiply them by each other. So notice if I've got a 2 and a 5, I multiply the top one by the 5, and I multiply the bottom one by the 2. So you just flip-flop what you're multiplying by. So if that helps, that's fine. I could have also on this problem, I could have gotten rid of my y's instead. I could have multiplied the top one by 3 and the bottom one by 4. So it's totally up to you what you do. All right, we get to do one more problem. Here we go. You will notice there's a 9 and 10 on your paper. We'll save those as practice in class the next day. So we'll just not do those right now. Okay, if you are feeling comfortable right now and want to give this a whirl, go right ahead. If you're still feeling a little shaky, maybe watch me get started and then pause the video after I get started and then see if you can get through the rest of it on your own. Okay, so if I were to add or subtract them right now, nothing eliminates. So I am going to, this time, since I got rid of the x's last time, I think I'll get rid of the y's this time, but it doesn't matter. So if this one's 3 and this one's 4, I'm just going to multiply them by each other. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 4 and the bottom one by 3. Okay, so if I distribute, I will get 8x minus 12y is equal to 20. And then down below, I'll get 21x plus 12y is equal to 9. Right, now I need to decide, should I add or subtract? If I add them, negative 12 plus 12 will eliminate. So we're going to add this time. So 8x plus 21x is 29x. The y's are gone. And then 20 plus 9 is 29. And then we'll divide both sides by 29. And we get x is equal to 1. Okay, we need to just finish it. So I like to go to the top equation, put in 1 for the x. So I'm going to get 2, because 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 3y equals 5. I will subtract 2 from both sides, so I'll get negative 3y is equal to 3. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3, and I get y is equal to negative 1. So my point of intersection, putting it in as x and y, will be 1, comma, negative 1. So that's where those two lines would cross. And I do want to just get it set up for you if you decided to go the other way. So let me just rewrite it. 2x minus 3y equals 5, and 7x plus 4y equals 3. I could have eliminated the x's, and so if I've got a 2 and a 7, I'll multiply the top one by 7 and the bottom one by 2. Notice I'm just multiplying them by each other. And if I were to do that, I'd get 14x minus 21y equals 35. And then I'd get 14x plus 8y equals 6. And then I'd have to ask myself the question, should I add or subtract? 14x plus 14x will not eliminate, but 14x minus 14x will. So the x's will be gone. Negative 21 minus 8y would be negative 29y. And then equals 35 minus 6 will be 29. Divide both sides by negative 29. And I get y equals negative 1, which notice that's the same thing that I got up there, and then I could finish it from there. So just wanted to show you lots of options on this one. You basically just multiply them by each other, and let's get something that does eliminate. So hopefully now, no matter what type of elimination problem I throw your way, you'll be able to solve it.